Warning, this video contains flashing imagery and fast visual transitions. It may not be suitable for those with a photosensitive disorder. Everyone wants to know what's going to happen, and everyone has this theory about what's going to happen, and everyone just has this big idea about, yeah, you go to heaven, or yeah, you go to hell, or yeah, you go to purgatory, or yeah, you get reincarnated. And the beauty of the most beautiful thing about that is none of us will ever be able to come back and give you that answer. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Never Underestimate, build legacies and create constantly. And we back. My comment section is a very interesting place on TikTok nowadays. Y'all be arguing a lot. It's something about just seeing another person's opinion and it's just like, oh, you're wrong. No, I could be so much more right than you. I could prove you wrong. And I think it's just that fixation on just being the smartest guy in the room or feeling like you have some type of more, I don't know, your intelligence level or your something is higher than the person above you or the person beside you or the person that you're trying to educate on. Recently, I just checked my TikTok mentions like maybe 30 minutes before I turned on this camera. They were saying what's the max amount that you pay for like your sneakers or something. And I was like $90 because shoes don't last that long anyway. I think the prime use of shoes is for them to get dirty, and which is why I don't clean my sneakers. Like I don't clean my sneakers at all. I just don't care. I feel like them being dirty adds to the character. And I always felt like, sure, if you going out and you spending $250 plus $300, $400, $500 on some sneakers, take care of them joints. But bro, I think for these, actually, you want me to be real? I pay less than $50 for these shoes. And that's only because of the place I works and I got a really big discount. But for real, these shoes I think costed like $50, $60 retail. And I've owned these for almost 2 years. And they just as good. But I guarantee you, somebody out here buying some $250 Jordans or something, they falling apart already. And somebody had, I got off on a tangent. But that's the beauty of these videos. There's probably gonna be 17 topics that I touch on in about 10-15 minutes. That's the beauty of this. But somebody commented back or replied to that. I had a few comments actually. People were like, oh, your shoe game is weak. And it was just a bunch of back and forths between different people under just my comment, arguing about, oh, it's just shoes and you just got a weak shoe game. Oh, why do they have to be so but it's like, why? And there was like a big back and forth. And I was just reading the comments. Like I didn't get into it because it was just, I didn't care. Like I have one pair of shoes that I wear every day. You think I really give a damn about having a shoe game? But it was just the back and forth that was like confusing me. Why are y'all going back and forth on this stuff? And then I'll be seeing like people in my comment section, like I'll like post like an opinion on something. Like recently somebody asked me my opinion on religion and God and the theory of God and things like that. And I just simply gave my personal true opinion of it. And people in the comment section were like arguing, were like trying to like argue with me. Like, no, you're wrong. And it's like, blah. Then like I was just reading all the comments on that post and everybody's like, you should respect his opinion. And then a bunch of people who were like a bunch of religious, like truly overly religious people were just like, well, no, I see what he's saying, but you know, blah, blah, blah. And it's just like, when does it end? When do we like just understand that it's cool to have a different opinion? Like none of us are ever really gonna have that definitive answer until we aren't here to give that answer. That's the crazy part about like life after death and stuff like that. Everyone wants to know what's gonna happen and everyone has this theory about what's gonna happen and everyone just has this big idea about, yeah, you go to heaven, or yeah, you go to hell, or yeah, you go to purgatory, or yeah, you get reincarnated. And the beauty of the most beautiful thing about that is none of us will ever be able to come back and give you that answer. That's the crazy part. It's like if you're watching a television show and it ends, the series ends on a cliffhanger, or like the season ends on like a cliffhanger or something like that. I hate when shows do that, when they end a season on a huge cliffhanger. But that's literally what like the life after death is. Like somebody passes away and you already know they get to experience whatever it is that they experience, be it purgatory, heaven, or reincarnate, whatever it is that you believe in, and they can never really communicate that to you. that person who passed away cannot communicate to you what they are experiencing. I forgot what happened exactly, but this individual was like in the hospital for a couple of days, and they actually did die. And he said that he came back. And I asked him, and we were like, our friend circle would always ask him, like, what did you experience? What did you feel? What did you this? What did you that? What did you that? He really couldn't give us a true answer. He just said that it was peaceful. His mind was asleep, his heart was asleep, his body was asleep, his energy was asleep, but he was awake. Like his conscious energy was awake, and just not awake in the sense of like, you know what's going on around you in the world and in the room that you in and stuff, but he knew that he was like not here, and it just felt peaceful. But he told us like, yeah, it just felt like I was asleep, but it was the best sleep I ever had in my life. That's the closest understanding of death that I have ever been experienced to. Knowing that that was only like a momentary thing that a person dealt with, that's not gonna be my experience. That's not gonna be even half of my experience. And that's the crazy and just interesting thing about this whole life stuff. Life is only as ironic and as funny as we are able to be. And I look at it like the person who created this, or the thing that created this whole life aspect, everybody was made in the image of, you know, God, or whoever you say created us. If we were created in the image of God, don't you think that God has the same type of crazy and ironic sense of humor that we have? That's why I love irony, because when an ironic moment happens, I always say, you know, when you watching like a sitcom and they tell a funny joke, that's when the laugh track starts. When an ironic moment happens in life, that's when like the laugh track of our life. People say like aliens and stuff are watching us on reality TV. When an ironic moment happens to us, that's what they laugh at. That's literally what they laugh at. And that's why I be saying my life is like a TV show, or like my life is like a movie, because this ironic just energy doesn't come from anything. So if you telling me like we can go through life, like I can wake up tomorrow and become the richest man in the world, and then the next day, I can become the poorest man in the world. That's just ironic. That's just life. That's just life getting its own little shits and giggles out, because you know life has to laugh too. Let's say when you have like a bad day, you done had the longest day in the world. You woke up in a bad mood. Your kids did something to irritate you 2 seconds before you walked out the door to go to work. You get to work and it's the most stressful day ever. Then you finally get home. You pull your keys out of your pocket. You drop your keys. And what if that's life just telling you like, calm down? I'm gonna continue to mess with you until you calm down. I tell people all the time, if I would've continued to take life overly serious, I never would have put out my 7 project EP. It took almost 2 years for me to put that project out. I had all of those songs except for Go and Upgrade the Standard for at least a year to 2 to even 3 years prior to even recording them. I was sitting on so much stuff for so long, and it's like, oh, I wanted to come out to be perfect. I wanted to come out, this is this and this and this and this. That project would never be out. And like, I think about that shit, it's only 7 songs, and it took you 2 years to really put those 7 songs out. But it worked out perfectly. I think that's a good note to end the video on. I don't know how long we've been filming this. My name is Never Underestimate, build legacies and create constantly. I want to do more videos like this where I'm just, you know, sitting down talking. No scripts, no set topic, no anything. We just talking. And if something resonate with you, it resonate with you. If you don't like this video, one day I'm gonna crack the code on how to get everybody to sit through all of my videos and all of my content and hear my crazy ramblings and my pseudo intelligence and my chauvinistic, you know, just ego-driven advice or vince or rants or blase, I don't know, blah, 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 before I get on another rant. That's it. Bye. Goodbye.